Whovians, hop in your TARDISes. You're listening to another episode of Doctor, huh?
Huh?
What?
2 for 2 on Gambits?
Huh? Rose Tyler's actually alive? She lied? She lied to me? On the TV show? I'm your number one Big Magnet fan and Big Magnet supplier, Jordan.
I'm Sam, and this is the story of how I cried.
This is the story of how I was legally pronounced dead, but I was actually alive. This is the story about how 5 million Cybermen and several million Daleks all invaded Earth.
I hear Chris Chibnall banging on the window.
Mm-hmm.
Why only 5 million?
More!
10 million! 10 billion!
55 Daleks, 55 Cybermen, 100 Weeping Angels, and 155 Santarans.
That was the most half-hearted, I think you should leave reference you've ever done.
No. It was supposed to be like somber.
Oh, I see.
It was because we were remembering that day. This is like in those wretched Marvel movies, how after the first Avengers movie, they were basically like, this is 9/11 too. And there was like a whole thing afterward. They were like, don't ever forget when the aliens attacked New York City that one time.
I mean, I've said this so many times over the course of this podcast. The way that people think of the big catastrophic alien invasions in this show is fascinating to me.
It makes
because
me... Yeah,
nobody will mention it, and then someone out of nowhere will be like, oh yeah, you know, my whole family died in the Dalek invasion
right?
5 years ago.
So, this is season 2, episode 13, Doomsday. This is a Rusty Davies written episode, and it was directed by Grandma Harper.
Nope.
It was directed by Grammy Harper. It was directed by Grammy Harper.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense.
Graham?
I think it's just Graham.
Grandma Harper. Thanks, Grandma. We once again begin this episode,
This is, for anyone who's not familiar, this is the part 2 of the part 1 that was Army of Ghosts, the episode where a ghost got elected to Parliament.
Rose is like doing the opening monologue. She's like, Torchwood Institute, blah, blah, blah. This is the story.
Not a lot of yucks to be found in
not
this
a lot
episode.
Not a lot of super funny. We'll make it funny. There are Daleks in this, and when a Dalek is on screen, which, by the way, Sam, as far as I can tell, we haven't actually seen a lot of Daleks on the non-classic episodes of
I feel
this
like
podcast.
I have.
I know. Don't you? It feels like we have, doesn't it? But as far as I can tell,
Is it just Army of Ghosts and Once Upon Time?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep. That's all. But then we got a lot of them in a classic episode, my favorite classic episode, which was Remembrance of the Daleks. So
Remembrance of those Daleks all the time.
And that was like 6 episodes, wasn't it? Or was it just 4?
It was a 4-parter.
So we got 4 episodes of Daleks, but on the classic, this is the first time we've had no, what am I talking about? I'm such a fool.
Oh, the New
Sam,
Year's episode.
The New Year's episode. That one you watched 6 times.
5 times.
7 times.
5 times.
You watched it 10 times.
5 times.
So the Daleks are, if you remember the episode ended with the Daleks coming out of the, sphere, which I think is called... Hello, my baby! Hello, my honey! They're in the room with Rose, Ricky, aka Mickey, depends on who you ask, if you ask the doctor or not, and then another guy who's like a scientist, and he's got a countdown timer that has about 5 minutes left of his mortal life on it. And
you better get that thing calibrated. I think it's more like 45 seconds.
God, I love the Daleks so much. God, they're so funny.
Rose,
they're so good.
The Daleks are advancing menacingly on them, and Rose is like, "You're Daleks," and they're like, "What? How has a human heard of us?" So she is very badass in this scene, and she's like, "You are gonna have to keep me and my friends alive if you want to know how a human knows about the Time War.
And Mickey's like, yeah, Time War.
He literally says, yeah, Daleks, Time War, me too.
I'm also, yeah.
Okay, so Mickey. I mean, I'll have more to say about Mickey later, but Mickey, I don't know what's going on here with Mickey, because we have seen him at his least competent in Rose and the Christmas Invasion, where he's getting choked by a mannequin hand. Nope, sorry, that was Rose. Does something funny happen to him in Christmas Invasion?
A Christmas tree hit him in the balls.
That's pretty funny. Does he go cross-eyed?
Oh yeah, and he goes,
that's really funny. That's amazing. That's awesome. But this is a parallel universe Mickey, right?
No comment.
I guess this episode doesn't really answer that, so I shouldn't know, but I'm just like, why is this Mickey so badass?
He's epic. He has experienced character growth.
Yeah, he really has, but it does make me worry that the Mickey that I know is dead and buried.
I'm Mickey, Mickey, but it's spelled with a 1, M1CKEY from Parallel Earth 64912. The real Mickey got eaten by a dumpster like an even bigger trash can, and he died. And also his pants fell off while it was happening. I'm the cool Mickey that says swear words, and I have a gun, and I smoke
And if you want to learn more
cigarettes.
about cool Mickey, listen to Sounds About Light.
He shows up, he's not wearing a shirt for some reason. And it will take 6 seasons. It takes 6 seasons to find out why. So once again, the Daleks have this thing called the Genesis Arc, which is like a little, I don't know, it kind of looks like a bell, like a big bell.
It looks like a diving bell.
It does look like a diving bell. If you don't know what a diving bell is, you need to expand your knowledge of techniques of going underwater. You fool.
You Zoomers know nothing of diving bells.
The kids these days, let me tell you, I'm always back in my remember like in the early 2000s, everyone was always going out in their diving bells to the lake and then just trying to like salvage sunken treasure. God, I miss those
I remember
days.
I would watch Nickelodeon. They'd be doing like Slime Time Live, and you know all the kids are out there in their diving bells screaming as they get slimed.
Remember when Timmy Turner wished for Cosmo and Wanda to give him a second diving bell because the first one wasn't big enough? Yeah,
I think there was a lot of really great diving bell content in Ready Player One.
Yeah, for sure.
Did I watch The Simpsons? You know it. Did I get in my diving bell? I spent hours in that thing.
I spent days in my diving bell reciting my favorite lines from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Jackie is here. We're upstairs. So if you remember, they're in the basement with the sphere. And then upstairs was the doctor, Jackie, and Yvonne, the
Torchwood
imperialist
lady.
Torchwood for Queen and Country. We only use imperial units. We're gonna Britain Empire will rise again, lady. I hope something bad happens to her in this episode.
Why? But anyway, so Jackie remembers that Rose was in the room with the sphere that the Daleks came out of last episode. The sphere itself isn't really relevant in this episode, but
it's a void ship, I think is what
they called it a void ship. But if we mentioned the sphere chamber or whatever, that's the room that the void ship was in that the Dalek came out of. But she's like, "Do you know what happened to Rose? She was in the room down there." And he says, "I don't know, but I promise I'll get you out of this." And at this point in the episode, I'm thinking, I do not want to watch Jackie watch Rose die.
Yeah, that would suck. The Cyberman is like, to Yvonne, he's like, "Human, contact Central World Authority and tell them that the Cybermen are now in charge." And then she's like, "You fool. Our planet is not advanced enough yet. We haven't accomplished our goals. Give us a year and we'll make that Central World."
She's like, "I'm so sorry, there is no Central World Authority." And the Cyberman's like, "Bitch, there is now."
And then he just makes a global broadcast on all wavelengths telling them that they're like, "The Cybermen are now under control. Your Earth is now under Cybermen control. You must not fear. We will not harm you. We will make you all Cybermen. There will be no race, sex, or creed. You will all just be funny robots now." I like the part where you see this family, like, watching it on the TV, and then there's just a Cyberman in the room, which I'm assuming that was their grandma 5 minutes ago.
Well, okay, so if I remember correctly, because I think I kind of mix up some Army of Ghosts stuff with some Christmas Invasion stuff, so you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that there was a shot in Army of Ghosts of a Cyberman, like, marching into this same family's house and, like, pointing a gun at a child's face.
There weren't Cybermen in Christmas Invasion. What are you talking about?
Well, no, what I mean is I don't know if I'm remembering the Cybermen or the mannequin things. But I'm pretty sure it was Army of Ghosts with a Cyberman. Hey, Editing Sam here. I realized I'm conflating the mannequins and the Christmas Santa robots and the Cybermen. It's not my fault. It's Rusty's fault. Get off my back.
I love to imagine every time aliens invade on Doctor Who, it's the same family. Just trying to watch TV. They're just trying to watch their shows. They're just trying to watch EastEnders. They can't help it. I feel so bad for them. Let them watch their little shows, Cybermen.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure that we saw a Cyberman, like, pointing its gun at this kid's face last time. And now it's just like, no, he just walked in and was like, sit down and watch TV.
This is a really cool show. You're going to love this. You're going to love being a Cyberman. It's so cool.
It's a bit of a backpedal, but on the other hand, I don't want this child to be dead.
I don't want to make me sound like I'm, like, virtue signaling or anything, but I would think it would be bad if the child was killed on the episode. Thank you. So then back in the Dalek, this is Dalek Rave 2. Every time a Daleks get together, they're just having a little party down there.
Dalek Rave from Remembrance of the Daleks is so important.
Okay.
I don't think that this scene deserves to be compared.
You're right. There wasn't
there's no flashing rainbow lights and Daleks rolling around.
And there's no
just sitting.
There's no cool electronic music playing while they're rolling around.
And Ace doesn't run in and beat a computer up with a baseball bat.
So the Dalek is like, which of you is least important? And then Rose is like, no, every human life is important, or something. And then
this must be the infamous pro-life episode.
And then
because it's about how bad it would be if all the humans were murdered.
The Torchwood scientist, who you've so kindly named as Dr. Singh, is like, I'm ready to die! And then you'll
note that I put his name in my notes here, as if he would matter.
Well, he matters to me as he gets his brain sucked dry by the Dalek
He ceases to be relevant very quickly.
What a way to die.
We've always asked Daleks what that plunger do.
It does a lot of things.
I didn't expect to see the Daleks use the plungers.
What a way to
turn a man into a husk.
To turn a man into like a little skeleton thing.
They
suck his brain out so they can
tell
learn
him
about...
to kneel, and he's like, okay, please don't hurt us. And they're like, we need all of your knowledge of Earth history. And he's like, well, I can't tell you everything. Some of it is top secret. I'd get in trouble at work or whatever. And they're like, there is no need for you to talk to us. These Daleks have different voices.
They do have different voices, yeah. And they have names, too.
They do have names,
weird.
which we will get into later. But
so they suck his brain out, and
they suck his brain out with their plungers, and then
now they have a British education, I guess. Like they know the history from the perspective of British schooling
from a guy who is like really, really into the British Empire. So they're like, we should not do this. We should go protect the Queen.
Let's protect the Queen. Protect the Queen.
Protect the Queen. Protect the Queen. But yeah, he gets 3 plungers sucking onto his head, and then we cut a little bit later to his like shriveled up corpse.
Oh, it's horrible. What a way to go. Poor Dr.
I didn't know the plungers were that powerful.
I mean,
make fun of our plungers, will you?
Oh my god. There's the thing I can't wait to talk about later, speaking about the Daleks and their capabilities.
But this is cool because I think it was a little ambiguous in Army of Ghosts at the end of the episode. Like, the Cybermen and the Daleks, what are they doing together? You know, like, are they working together? Is this going to be like they're allies, but it like breaks down or something. No, we go to the Cybermen, who are just like, what is that? Like, what the hell? We're picking up weird signals, strange energy readings or whatever from the sphere chamber. Unknown technology. Let's go see what's going on down there. So he sends to, he being the cyber leader, by the way.
The cyber leader.
Sends 2 Cybermen to investigate the room that the Daleks are in. And meanwhile, the Daleks learn from the now dead Dr. Singh that there is another species invading Earth right now besides them.
I kind of love that. I think I'm pretty sure that the connection between these two things is the like rift in space, like the rift between 2 universes. But I do think it's very, very funny that the Daleks just so happened to have invaded the second that the Cybermen like showed up and started also invading. That's just very funny.
As a reminder, the Cybermen were in like another dimension, and they basically were just like punching away at the fabric of reality to burst through into this universe. And yeah, I think the idea is that they formed this breach, and the weakening of the fabric of reality allowed the Daleks to come out of the quote unquote void into
Which, by
this
the way,
dimension.
There are 4 of them. That's it. There are 4 of them.
There are literally 4 of them.
And it's important because well, it'll come up soon.
But yeah, I think it's kind of interesting. We do get a sense that the 4 Daleks who were in the Void ship, the ship that exists to protect them from the space between dimensions, like they're kind of out of the loop. So we have to assume that they left like maybe mid-Time War to like protect themselves.
Cannot wait to report to Scarrow HQ. I miss my wife.
I love Scarrow. Hope the archive is still doing well.
I hope
to read my favorite books.
I hope nobody blew it up at least twice.
And one of the Daleks in the room, Dalek Thay, leaves to investigate. And yeah, I kind of flagged that at the time because I was like, I don't think I've heard of any Daleks besides Davros having a name.
But Davros is like the big. He's not even really a Dalek. He's just a guy.
Yeah, he like kind of, as I recall, I think he was sort of behind the creation of the Daleks,
something like that. And he also is like a horrible man in a big suit with a big Dalek head.
Mm-hmm. We love it, but yeah. So the fact that this Dalek has a name is a little unusual, and we'll come back to that in a bit.
Very strange. He just rolls out to, I guess, parlay with the Cybermen and see
they don't know what's going on exactly, but they bump into the Cybermen in the hallway, and now it's time for a robo roast battle.
A little smackdown. I love this scene so much. They're just like trading little insults. My favorite part is when the Cybermen are... first, the Cybermen try to unite, if I remember correctly. They want to ally with the Daleks and take over the universe. And the Daleks are like, no, fuck you!
Well, because they're like both ordering each other, like, identify yourself. No,
right.
you.
Right. Oh,
and they're like,
God,
I'm not going to identify myself until you identify yourself. And then the Cybermen kind of change the subject and say, like, we are going to modify, or what it's like, we order you to modify your illogical
Daleks
form.
Do not modify their forms. And then it's like, oh, you are a Dalek then.
You just told us you're Daleks.
God damn it! And then they're like, at some point, the Cybermen's like, there are 5 million Cybermen and only 4 Daleks. And then the Dalek is like, we could defeat you with only 1 Dalek.
Yeah, the Cyberman says, you would destroy the Cybermen with 4 Daleks. And the Dalek goes, we would destroy the Cybermen with 1 Dalek.
Hell yeah. I'm like,
what are some other good ones? Our species are similar, though your design is inelegant. Daleks have no concept of elegance. This is obvious.
I love the idea that Cybermen have like a little bit of They do have a little bit of passion for the craft in them. They're like, they love their forms. They think they look great. They're proud to be Cybermen. Meanwhile, the Daleks they just like truly don't give a shit. Except
right, the Cybermen love being Cybermen. The Daleks hate that anything exists that isn't a Dalek. So, like, very similar, but a little bit different.
They come at it from a little different bit of a way. God, this scene is so funny. Good job with this one, Rusty.
It's really funny. We get an extremely epic line from the Dalek leader when it goes, "You Cybermen are superior to Daleks in only one way. You are better at being killed."
I love them. I love the Daleks so much. I can't wait for like future episodes to just like truly ruin them and make them not funny anymore.
Well,
or fun or cool.
You Daleks, I'm sorry I couldn't hear you over the smell of toilet stank off your stupid plunger attachment.
I know your weakness, Dalek. It is a baseball bat.
Are you crying, or is it just those stupid teardrop marks on your stupid helmet?
Do you want me to bring up the Cybergirl episode? No, we do not speak of Cybergirl. If you don't know about Cybergirl, Sam, you'll know about it eventually.
We Daleks are blessed with only one eye. The better to not have to look at your ugly mug.
At least we did not fall for the Doctor's trick with the hand of Omega. I don't want to talk about that.
The hand of Omega thing was supposed to be off limits for this roast battle.
That's taking it too far. My wife died in the explosion. We're back upstairs with Jackie.
I do also need to give a real... I need to chastise Mickey here. Because we're enjoying this great robo roast battle, and then Mickey leans over to Rose and goes, "It's like Stephen Hawking meets the speaking clock," which is really not necessary.
Not necessary. We go. The scene was when you do a funny scene, and then you have another character go, "Huh, this is pretty funny."
Also, to be like, haha, Stephen Hawking has a computer voice.
Oh yeah, he has a computer voice. Right.
Good one, Mickey.
Who would have thought?
I don't know that it was entirely called for to compare Stephen Hawking to a Dalek. Kind of fucked up, Mickey.
They don't even kind of remotely sound like that either. Like Daleks just sound like a weird British man.
Actually, really nasty that you said that.
Yeah, just wrong too. Just objectively wrong.
And as an American, I'm not familiar with the speaking clock, so I can't say whether that was good or not.
Upstairs in the like upstairs room with the portal and stuff, Jackie's like, Rose is definitely dead. She told me about the Daleks. The Daleks are so scary and bad. She's definitely dead. And the doctor's like, hey, give me your phone. He calls Rose. He sees that she answers. She doesn't say anything, but like,
yeah, she just silently presses accept call.
And then he starts like listening.
He catches the phrase Genesis arc. He figures that if Rose is still alive, the Dalek must need her for something.
Right. And then I guess this is where we get more Dalek, Cybermen Smackdown. We kind of did all of it in one go, but it's cutting back and forth. Too
excited.
Yeah, too fun. Too fun and funny. And then, as they leave, as they turn on, like back in the sphere room.
Well, we should mention that the two Cybermen try to attack the one Dalek and are
they get blasted.
Immediately killed. The Daleks, folks, their armor is no joke.
It's polycarbide. That's real. That's got a lifetime warranty on it.
More than one carbide.
Mm-hmm. Back in the sphere room, the other Daleks like turn off.
You fucking Cybermen and your monocarbide armor! Ha 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 ha!
They like turn off view screen to the Cybermen, the Cyber leader or whatever, and they see. They
catch a glimpse of the Doctor standing behind the Cyber leader. They don't know the
Doctor in this form, though. Clearly,
right? They don't know who he is, but they're like something.
Heartbeat detected, increasing.
Yeah,
Who is this man?
No, that's not what happened. They notice the Doctor, and they start discussing whether or not he's an enemy and a threat that they need to deal with. And when they start saying that, they notice that Rose's heart rate increases.
So they're like, you know something, human.
Oh yeah, and they go, female heart rate increasing, and Mickey goes, yeah, tell me about it.
Not the time, Mickey.
Whether or not this is the original Mickey that we remember from episode 1, this is a Mickey who is very jealous of the Doctor either way.
Some things never change. I like how you said that's not what happened, even though that's exactly what happens, in less words.
No, maybe I misheard you then. I thought you said the Doctor's heart rate was increasing.
No. It's just Rose's heart rate in the room increases when... Anyway. Rose does a TV tropes style, reason he rocks speech or something about the Doctor. But I do love that when Rose mentions the Doctor, all the Daleks back up.
They just scoot back.
They're just like, we hate that guy.
Yeah, Rose is like, looks like one Doctor is scarier than 5 million Cybermen.
It's a little bit of, transitive property there.
So this is interesting to me, because correct me if I'm wrong, Army of Ghosts and this are the only times we've seen the Cybermen, right? I don't even remember if we even saw them in Once Upon a Time. I know they were mentioned.
Yes, that is correct. This has been our only Cyberman episode so far.
So I'm still trying to learn exactly what their deal is, and I'm getting the sense, and I guess you don't have to confirm or deny if I'm wrong or right, but it sounds like the Cybermen are human brains in robotic bodies, and the idea of them is that for whatever reason they believe that humans are inferior because of their emotions, so if they just take the brain out and put it in a robotic casing, you can just circumvent stupid emotions, and you can be efficient, elegant, and
stylish
cool-looking. Stylish,
I think,
yes.
Yeah, I guess the Cybermen are just kind of Borgy in that way.
That means nothing to me. But yeah, they're always saying stuff about we're going to upgrade you, we're going to upgrade the universe, you are illogical and inelegant.
Well, maybe you've heard of the Star Trek aliens that want to assimilate the Borg. They want to make everything a Cyberman.
Okay. Yeah, I know vaguely what the Borg are, but I don't really know anything about them.
Anyway.
Do they have a cube?
They do have a cube. They do have a
I actually know everything about them then.
Okay, so they take Yvonne and they make her a cool Cyberman, and she clearly loves it because she's screaming in joy as they do it.
Well, they're going to, quote, emergency upgrade Yvonne, Jackie, and the Doctor, but they notice that the Doctor, they're like, something about his adrenaline is increased or something, so they're like, he must know something. Let's take him away and upgrade Yvonne and Jackie. And the Daleks, meanwhile...
I love that the Daleks have, heart rate sensors, and the Cybermen have, adrenaline sensors.
Guys, if you could just put aside your differences, you could be the best of pals.
They could be so good together.
I do love that, though. I think that's great that they are both so similar in what they want to do, but there's, just one difference that is so fundamental that it's not even a question. There's no way they could ever put it aside.
The Daleks just hate everybody that isn't a Dalek.
Right. And the Cybermen think that the Daleks are ugly.
But we already saw that the Cybermen were willing to work with them. It's just that the Daleks hate everything that isn't a Dalek, so therefore this alliance would never happen.
That's true. The Cybermen are prepared to ally with the Daleks, but the Daleks would never ally with anything. So yeah, the Daleks are just we don't care about the Cybermen right now. They are literally not a threat to the four of us. If all 15 million of them, or was it 5 million?
5 million.
Okay. Sorry, Chris. If all 5 million of them, marched into this room right now, we wouldn't be concerned. So they just get back to work on the Genesis arc. And yeah, Yvonne tells Jackie as they're like in line to be upgraded. She's like, I think that they're taking the brain out and putting it in a suit of armor. I think that the Cybermen who are holding us hostage right now were probably Torchwood people who worked for me. And Jackie's like, great, so this is all your fault. And Yvonne says, no, I did my duty for Queen and country. I did my duty.
Woo! Queen and country! Yeah, I'm a Cyberman now.
The tragic thing about the Cybermen, though, is they let your bones breathe for the briefest of moments, and then they probably just throw them in the garbage.
The Doctor is gotten by the Cybermen. And they say that emotion is bad.
The Doctor is like just looking at something off screen, and he's like, "Yeah, for sure, Anyway,
and then a bunch of guys appear, like a bunch of cool like space guys appear with big guns, so you know that they're from the future or something.
Yeah, I just called them Space Marines. They're actually not from the future.
They're from the present, but they're from a different universe, and they have giant, cool guns that kill Cybermen. Mm-hmm. And then I love when this happens. This is a fun thing about our podcast format, is that a guy appears and he goes, "Hey, Jake? Doctor, it's me, Jake." And you go,
Jake,
"Huh?
What are you doing here, Jake?
Jake!
Jake. Yeah, we're definitely going to be on Jake Watch, which means we will eventually watch an episode with Jake.
For the rest of the podcast, I'm just doing Jake's Gambit.
I have to assume that Jake is not a very important character even in the episode that he was in originally, because he doesn't really get any resolution. I think the last thing that he does in this episode is when they're like running away, he's like, why not try the elevator? I think that's his last line.
That's his superpowers. He knows about elevators.
In an alternate reality where everyone remembers elevators.
So he explains that they're here the same way the Cybermen got in. So there was like a year where there was like 4 extra ghosts around, and maybe one of them, he's like, "Don't you recognize me? I'm the MP from Nottingham, Shropshire. It's me, Jake. I got elected because I'm a ghost.
I'm from Shireshire.
But no, they have these like cool. And by cool, I mean really not cool. They kind of look like you could buy one at Toys R Us, rest in peace. Speaking of, where I got my diving bell as a kid.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're a little younger than me, so you wouldn't remember Diving Bells R Us, which went out of business when the diving bell started to decline in popularity.
They were still popular, but you just couldn't get them.
You couldn't justify a Diving Bells only store.
They have these big yellow buttons that they wear around their neck on chains.
They look like the easiest game of Simon.
I've been
just like a white plastic disc with one big yellow button.
I've been watching a bit of the show Kamen Rider Geats, which is my first exposure to Kamen Rider, and I don't know if this is like an all the time Kamen Rider thing, but like in that show, all their like weapons and their little belts and stuff just look like plastic toys that you could buy. Maybe they even
That's
are.
very
maybe
Kamen Rider, yes.
Yeah, maybe those even are the toys that they sell, are just the same ones they use. Anyway, that's what this thing looks like. It looks like you could get your cool human space marine epic button, and it's just
God, that's the strat though, is be like, we're gonna make collectible objects from the show that you can buy in real life, but let's just make them look as boring and basic as possible so they're cheaper to produce.
They definitely sold sonic screwdrivers. That's like just a good piece of merch right there. Sure. It doesn't do anything, but like neither should the sonic
weird.
screwdriver.
It should do everything.
You should be able to point it at the ground and enter your own time stream.
He says that they came through the breach using these Simon games. We go back to Jackie, who is about to get upgraded, but the Cybermen get distracted because they detect that Cyber Leader 1 has been killed by Jake. And one of them goes, "No, Cyber Leader 1 is dead. Shit.
I am the new Cyber Leader."
Downloading Cyber Leader brain. promoting himself to new cyber leader.
Because you think that Jackie's gonna escape because the one is like preoccupied being downloaded, but it just looks like they're having a conversation with each other. They're just like two Cybermen talking, and then Jackie just walks away.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
installing firmware update, please do not run away.
We're back upstairs with Jake.
She runs away. If that wasn't clear.
Oh, by the way, throughout this entire episode, the Doctor is putting his 3D glasses on and off. We do actually get a resolution to what he's doing, but like,
but we've seen it. Oh no, it was Army of Ghosts where he did it before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because I was like, we've seen him with these 3D glasses all the time, but no, it's just that episode, huh?
He explains to them that hopping between universes is a really bad idea and you shouldn't do it and it's hard. It's impossible also. You can't do it. And then Jake is like, actually, our Torchwood did it and they look like this. And I really wish
that's right.
they
The
didn't.
Doctor, to your point about the guns from earlier, the Doctor is like, there's no way that you in your dimension could have technology like this already. And he basically just says like, well, our version of Torchwood was not preoccupied with fighting aliens all the time, so we just like really, really accelerated our technology.
Our Torchwood also isn't like huge turbo racist imperialists.
But the Doctor tells him repeatedly that jumping between these dimensions is very bad. Like every time you do it, you like pull the breach open a little more, and if that happens enough, then both dimensions are going to fall into the void, which he describes a few times as basically it's like hell.
Which I think is really a funny and loaded statement to make in the same series as Satan Pit, because like we already know that hell is just a big hole in the ground where a big demon lives with two faces.
So the Doctor says, please do not take me to your dimension. And Jake says, okay. And he takes them to his dimension.
And then they get there and the building is like all fucked up and you go, damn, what happened here? And then he says, oh, this is Earth.
It's actually better.
It's actually better because the People's Republic took control of Torchwood. And
they found out that Torchwood was bad and they took control and made Torchwood really, really cool in this universe.
And then they like look at everything is
it's
just
funny
cool
though because they
Earth.
appear in this, because the Torchwood office in the Doctor's universe is like bright white, clean, aperture science type shit. And then they go to this other version of Torchwood and the lights are dim and the lab looks like kind of messier. And you're like, oh shit, this is like the fallen universe where everything's bad. And it's like, no, just the lights are dim in this room. We're actually in a new golden age.
They like look out the window and everything rocks. And then, also Pete Tyler, Rose's dad, is here, parallel universe version of him in a suit. And he's like a little bit edgy. And then, he says he's in charge. No, he says he's like in charge here in this situation.
Yes. So yeah, we're getting a sense though that the Doctor has maybe, he's definitely met some of these characters before. Because I'm assuming that he's been to this dimension. I think we've heard some things enough, here and there. That they've come to this dimension before. But yeah, Pete says like, this time I know who you are. So yeah, I'm assuming we've met this parallel Pete before. We go back to Mickey and Rose, and Mickey has one of the same dimension Simons and says, well, this could take one of us away, but I'm not leaving without you. And Rose says, you're the bravest man I've ever met. And he says, what about the Doctor? And she says, yeah, you're right. Never mind.
You're the bravest human I've ever met, Mickey.
Poor Mickey.
I feel so bad for him. And then he's like, well, once they find out I'm not useful, they'll kill me. And Rose says, well, maybe that actually means you are useful in some way.
Right, you must be useful or they would have killed you already.
She uses some brain exploration. She remembers to an episode we haven't seen yet called Dalek that I'm excited to watch one day, that she woke a Dalek up by touching it with her handprint. It like active. It was like fucked up and dead and like all rusty and gross. And then she like touched it and then it woke up and came back to life.
It started having a rave.
It was party time. And then the doctor, she says that the doctor told her that going through time, you absorb a lot of the background radiation from the TARDIS. It's usually harmless, but during the Time War, the Daleks learned how to harness the time background energy for their own energy source. So
yeah,
maybe,
so she says you and I are probably like sort of a power source to them right now, and that's why they're keeping us alive.
Because they've both been traveling through time before.
And Mickey says, well, why would the Daleks build this ark if they can't open it themselves? And one of the Daleks overhears them and is like, we didn't make it, you idiots.
This is from the Time Lords. It's all that survived from Gallifrey, except for all the other things that we've seen surviving from Gallifrey. I guess they just don't know about the Doctor or his TARDIS. I don't know.
Well, Gallifrey doesn't exist anymore. Remember, it was put into a painting.
Yeah. That was a cool episode.
It was a cool episode.
We're back
but yeah, they say that the Ark contains the future.
We're back in the in alternate parallel Earth, and Pete is like basically telling the Doctor what's up. That all those Cybermen that were in the last episode that everyone's seen, and we definitely saw it because we watched the show like normal human beings. They all got locked up. But eventually they infiltrated Torchwood, and then they used the Torchwood like breach machine or whatever to enter the Doctor's world. And I thought this was kind of interesting is that they say 3 years ago in Pete's world the Cybermen left, but in the Doctor's world they only just arrived. So the Doctor suspects like they've been kind of slowly pushing through the breach for 3 years, but then once they all came out, it just like tore the breach open, and now people can just like hop back and forth with these Simon games. He also mentions that that Mickey left early.
Yes, go find Rose. Is another sign that this is probably alternate dimension Mickey.
Wait, but it could also be that... No. Why would it be alternate dimension? Why would alternate dimension... Because, like, in this one, I mean, we see later when this happens and he completely goes back on what he said. But, like, this Pete is like, that's not my Jackie. So why would alternate universe Mickey, parallel universe Mickey, so desperately want to find this person that he'd ever met? Especially because when they're talking, it seems like they already know each other. I think that's just regular Mickey. I mean, that is possible. I've been assuming that here's my timeline that I've kind of vaguely constructed. Okay, in my mind, our Mickey has died. He is our Mickey. He's my Mickey. Get away. Okay. Rose and the Doctor end up in this alternate reality somehow. She meets alternate Mickey, and in this reality, Rose is dead. So alternate Mickey is like, oh my god, it's Rose. Our Rose says, oh my god, it's Mickey. And that's why Mickey then chooses to come back to her reality. That's what I've been assuming. And the reason I think that is because Pete, well, he says like, Mickey left this reality before the others to go find Rose, which makes me think that this is a member of his team, you know? I'm prepared to be wrong. That's just how I've been kind of guessing. I don't know if I'm like able to contribute to this because I don't remember this, but I did see the show before. But I feel like if they had already been to this parallel universe at some point for some reason, right? Surely, I mean, it's possible that Mickey got left behind for some reason. Yeah, and then he just found the technology to come back, but he came back and now he was like cool and had a big gun. I guess the other reason is that Mickey and the Mickey that we're seeing in these two episodes is cool and has a big gun. So I'm like, well, that can't be the Mickey we know. But it does that guy was never cool or had a big gun. Characters cannot grow. They cannot become cool. Mickey can't. Mickey definitely can't get a big... I mean, but what an arc for Mickey that he started off getting eaten by a big trash can that burps. And then, 2 series later, he's cool and has a big gun. Like, wow, that's a really character growth if you think about it. But yeah, the Doctor is like, why do you seem so dismissive of Rose? She's your daughter. And he's like, that's not my daughter. She's just the daughter of some dead man. Some dude who sucked. And then he's like, hey, look, Earth rules. Everything rules here. Harriet Jones is president. And then the Doctor's like, I'd keep an eye on that one. We don't need Torchwood anymore because she just blew up every alien that ever existed. He says that Earth is in a new golden age of peace, but
the truth is that the climate is changing rapidly, but he's like, I don't think that this is like natural. I think that the breach is what's causing the climate to change.
I kind of love that Pete is like, Earth is in a new golden age. Everything rules. There's peace all on Earth. Look at all, we have cool blimps in the air, so you know that we're like in the future, because nothing is more futuristic than a blimp. Everybody knows this.
Also, nothing bad has ever happened involving a blimp.
And then he's like, but it's not all good. You go, oh, there's going to be like a dark secret. And he's like, oh yeah, it's because of going through the parallel dimensions, the climate is changing. If we stop that, I mean, then we would truly be living in a paradise.
I think that that's funny, and I think that that is an intentional sort of seeding that they're doing of, like, hypothetically, anyone who ends up in this reality, if the breach closes, would be, like, so set.
It's way better.
Things are really cool here, actually.
There's a People's Republic. The people have power. It's
the only problems that we have. Also, there's no Cybermen anymore. The only problems that we have are related to the breach being open. So, if someone could just close the breach, this would be like a utopia, really.
Is this like Star Trek level, like luxury space communism? That
I don't know, Jordan. I haven't seen it.
I'm just asking. Like, is when he says there's a People's Republic and the people, are they just like everyone's gonna be just chilling up in space with their cool... I
think it is.
Their cool theater kid costumes.
I think it is.
This is how it happens.
But the Doctor, again, says, like, you have to stop traveling between these worlds. It's not supposed to be possible. The breach is just going to keep widening and widening, and then both worlds are going to be destroyed. And Pete says, well, can you fix the breach? And the Doctor's like, yeah, you'd like that if we left your 5 million Cybermen stranded on our Earth. And Pete's like, yeah, I would. That sounds really good.
Pretty cool. I mean, they did leave.
But the Doctor's like, hey, Pete.
Don't you want a wife?
Are you
horny?
Lonely?
Do you want to get...
Because I've got a perfectly good... I've got Jackie. He's like... Jackie.
And he's very much like, that's not my Jackie. It's not the same Jackie.
Hashtag not my wife.
Hashtag not my wife. This is not my beautiful wife.
This is literally not my beautiful wife.
And then he's just like, there's more important things at stake than me finding a beautiful wife. Me, the richest and most powerful man in the world. I can't find a wife. Grimes left me.
The way that the Doctor is like, you are a lonely Pete, and I've got a lonely Jackie. And Pete's like, oh, she stayed faithful. She never found another man. What?
Well, oh yeah, Vicky is like, no, it's later. It's later when they meet, and then, and he asks her that, and she says like, nothing ever worked out, and then Mickey does like a funny face because Jackie was just getting plowed left, right, and center all the time. Which like good for her, by the way. Good for her.
Good for her. Pete says, there's I need your help. And the Doctor is kind of reassured by Pete's belief in him, and he's like, yeah, all right. I'll figure something out.
I think I could fight 5 million Cybermen.
So we just hop back over to Dr. Torchwood.
We just need one of your big guns in a very narrow hallway. Hey, and then I could just... Yeah.
I don't know if this will ever be addressed in fiction. Mm-hmm. Do they know that Torchwood is an anagram of Doctor Who?
No. I don't think so.
Is that just something for the viewers?
I think that's just something for the fans, something for the keen-eyed viewers.
All right, cool. Anyway, he gets to work on computers and stuff. He gets in contact with Jackie.
Was it Torchwood Institute founded by like Queen Victoria after she met the Doctor or something? So it could be entirely possible that that's like an intentional thing.
Yeah, but the question of the phrase Doctor Who and what it is canonically is a real can of worms.
I mean, listen.
He loves hearing it out loud.
I was going to say, don't say it to him, or he'll cream his jeans. We saw that last week. It was disgusting.
He'll bust in his bow tie.
He'll fill his fez.
Oh, God. That thing's pretty big.
It's really big.
I have two hearts and 26 balls. All the better to fill my fez with, my dear.
They go back to Torchwood. They call up Jackie. I love when he's like, "Where are you?" And she's like, "I'm on some stairs." And he says,
like, "Which staircase?" Well, there's a fire extinguisher.
He's like, "Okay." They find out where she is.
Never mind, Jackie. Bye.
they're gonna go get her. Once again, I don't know why the Doctor's trying to play like parallel universe matchmaker so bad. He knows what's gonna happen at the end of the episode, and he's just trying to set everything up to be as perfect as possible. I guess.
I think he's just kind of trying to get Parallel Pete like on his side a little bit more. He's like, oh, I was just talking to Jacqueline, Andrea, Suzette, Tyler, and Pete's like, huh? Well, that's not my wife then. And the Doctor's like, no, I was at your wedding. You got her name wrong.
Dude.
Pete.
I do love that Pete just kind of sucks. Like, no matter what universe, he just kind of sucks.
Hey, he's a great fit for Jackie.
Uh-huh. Hey! Jackie rules. What are you talking about?
I know, but she also kind of sucks.
She doesn't suck. She's really cool, and she has a great taste in coffee tables. I think that by the way, I do think that during the invasion, the coffee table in her house definitely broke.
Yeah, a Dalek rolls into her apartment and just blasts her coffee table and leaves.
This part's insane, by the way, is when the Doctor's like, Jake, give me your gun. And then he like tinkers with it for a second. And he's like, now I can kill Daleks. I made it work.
Okay. So this is, first of all, it's bullshit in that
it doesn't. Yeah.
In that it's an ass pull that sucks, but also it's not true.
It's not true. No Daleks get killed in this episode. Really.
Maybe we misunderstood and he was just saying that it can like hurt Daleks now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's like, oh, this is a really sick gun. Yeah, let me tweak it and it'll be able to, like, get through the polycarbide armor or whatever. We then cut straight to him approaching some Cybermen with a white flag that he made, like, out of, like, popsicle sticks and printer paper or something.
I love that. It was funny. And he's like, I surrender to you, a good idea.
Ha! We go back to the Daleks in the sphere room. And
touch the arc or the human male dies.
And she's like, okay, I'll touch it, but don't you want to know what happened to the Emperor?
This is a fucking crazy thing that I did not even remotely remember. I mean, unless she's lying, which I guess it could be a lie.
She might be lying, because I can imagine this being a stall tactic, but she might also have spoiled the hit episode Dalek.
She says that that Davros, the Dalek Emperor, survived. She's like, don't you want to know what happened to the Emperor? And they're like, did the Emperor survive? And she's like, yeah, until he met me.
I fucking blew his weird, stupid brains out of his weird, fucked up head.
I guess the detail of I poured the time vortex into his head, that seems like that's not a thing she made up. That's probably something that happened.
Sounds pretty made up to me.
I mean, everything
sounds like
on this
Once
show,
Upon Time type
I
shit.
reversed the polarity of his life and turned him dead. Like, he died.
I mean, if it turns out that this is all made up, that's really, really funny. Good.
Sure.
I destroyed the Emperor of the Daleks with the time vortex, and they're like, I don't know what that is, but it doesn't sound made up.
I love every time.
I think she's serious.
This is what I love about Davies era Doctor Who is I feel like every time the Daleks show up, they get even more deader than they were in the because it's like the first one there was just one Dalek, right? I mean we saw it in that one episode.
Oh, and found now 4 more. Oh, they're dead.
And then they're dead. Well, to be fair, one of them activates time vortex at the end, so there's one left. But then we find out that at some point, Rose killed the Emperor of the Dalek. Like, she killed their Emperor. It's like, how much deader can the Daleks get besides the time that...
I'm still really curious if that literally means Davros the slimy-faced man.
I think it is Davros, right?
I don't know he is the Emperor, yeah?
We saw him in Remembrance of the Daleks. He was the Emperor. He was the big head mode Dalek, and then he was in there. And then I guess Rose
I thought he died in that episode, but I also thought all the Daleks died in that episode.
They all died in that episode. I think that he was like, escape, get away from the bomb, and then the bomb went off, and it's unclear. But also, they retconned that entire episode and just brought the Daleks back and said that there was like a fake Skaro or a second Skaro. And
he was safe because the 7th Doctor's supernova bomb or whatever it was is really powerful to get through polycarbide armor, but it can't get through Davros's nasty face.
He's too nasty to die.
Also, he had his big head on.
Protected by the big head.
6 solid feet of polycarbide.
Unkillable. Okay, so she laughs
about...
This
is a great scene, though. Rose is being really epic. She, like, laughs in the Dalek's face. She's like, Oh yeah, she says like, I poured the time vortex straight into the Emperor's head and turned him to dust. Did you get that?
She knows that she's dying at the end of this episode, apparently. And then she's like, I'm winning every award this week. She's gonna be like, do backflips and front flips. And then she's gonna like kill a bunch of Daleks. She just wants all the companion awards before she goes. She wants to sweep. Rose sweep.
They are furious. They're like, okay, we're gonna kill her. We don't need her anyway. We've got this other guy. But then, she successfully stalled. The doctor is here. The Daleks say, whatever, you're unarmed, you're powerless. And the doctor says, unarmed doesn't mean powerless, bitch. He says hi to Rose, and he fist bumps Mickety Mickey, which is another sign that this is not the Mickey we know because he remembers his name.
Rickety Ricky.
And I do like when he like fist bumps Mickey and the Daleks go, social interaction will cease.
How did you survive the Time War? I fought. Okay, I was kind of digging this because first of all, apparently the fall of Arcadia is like a multi-reference event that he says he was there for the fall of Arcadia.
I think it makes sense that Day of the Doctor was like expanding on stuff that they had already referenced.
How did you survive? I fought alongside the Singing Man. He saved my ass in the fall of Arcadia. He was there.
I turned into John Hurt and became really cool.
We do not speak about the Singing Man, Doctor!
But Rose informs the doctor, she's like, I don't think that these are the same kind of Daleks that we're used to. They have names. And the 4 Daleks just go around the room introducing themselves.
Dalek roll call! I'm Bay, I'm Zek, I'm Jast, I'm Khan. And we are the cult of Skaro!
Yes, the doctor says, aha. If these Daleks have names, they must be the Cult of Skaro, a secret... I love the concept of this. It is a secret order of 4 Daleks who outrank even the Emperor, the only Daleks who are allowed to think on a higher level so that they can develop new and better ways of killing everybody.
Apparently, instant kill laser is not good enough. They need... I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what they want.
But the doctor adds that he's never seen the Genesis arc. He doesn't know what it is. He's like, I don't know every single thing. Like, I'm the last Time Lord, but that doesn't mean I know every Time Lord thing. So he does not know what this thing is. But the Daleks say that Time Lord science will bring back the Daleks, and the doctor continues to ponder that. But then he starts taunting them. It's time for another roast battle, because he tells them that they will never fuck.
Oh, yeah. They don't get fucked. They don't got it in there.
What
are you talking about?
He says, like, the one thing that you need to get this thing open
is touch.
the one thing you can never experience. Touch.
I think
and he says, like, no wonder you're always screaming.
I feel like Daleks can't do a lot of things. Like, they never know how to, like, eat a delicious hot dog. Like, they don't know how to ride bicycles. There's a lot of things.
Oh, I'd love to see him try, though.
Just like a little bicycle, like a little tiny bicycle, like the one that Krusty the Clown rides. And then he pulls out his sonic screwdriver, and then they're like, "What do you do with that silly thing?" And he's like, "You don't know what it's capable of." And then he opens the
That's
time
very,
stream
very
right
different from how this scene goes.
They
say,
at the
"What are you
Daleks
going to do with that thing? It's harmless." And he says, "Yeah, it is. That's what I love about it. It's not a weapon, but it's very good at opening doors."
And then he points it at the ground and he opens their time stream?
No. He opens the door and the Space Marines charge in alongside the Cybermen and they start attacking the Daleks. Pete runs in and grabs Rose. They escape with the doctor, but
And then Mickey just falls over and puts a perfect handprint on the Genesis arc.
You know, it's really convenient in this scene. Mickey, like, gets out with the rest of them. All the humans and the doctor escape unharmed, and all the Cybermen are destroyed.
Yeah, good for them. And then they're like, the Genesis arc
I love,
activated.
though, that they were like, what will be the ramifications of the doctor allying with the Cybermen? Not applicable. None.
The Daleks are like, we need an area of 30 square miles to activate. I love that the Daleks use Imperial units, by the way. Which is really funny.
Well, they learned it from Dr. Singh.
Because earlier in the episode, when they were watching the TV screen,
they mention
were like,
Rels.
Rels, yeah, they're like, go back 3 Rels. So they have their own unit for time or whatever, but they don't have the...
They never really thought about space, though, until now.
They never got distance down.
Well, remember, this is Time Lord technology, so it doesn't use Dalek units of measurement.
Oh, sure. When they run away, Mickey's like, sorry for touching it.
Humans look Time Lord, and also they use Time Lord units of distance.
He apologizes to the Doctor for activating the thing, and the Doctor's like, well, if you hadn't done it, they probably would have blown up your son to do it, so it's fine.
I think he also kisses Mickey on the head.
Yeah, that's also how you know it wasn't original Mickey, because he would
Right, because if it was original Mickey, his head would stink of garbage juice.
Because if it was original Mickey, he'd still have the mannequin Lego face.
That's right. Jackie, meanwhile, she's still running away. She turns a corner and, it's a Cyberman, but then it explodes and the smoke clears and her parallel universe husband is standing there with a big gun.
She looks so good with that big gun, Pete.
And the Doctor is like, this is not the Pete you know, this is a parallel Pete. He starts to explain what he means by that, but she's just like, shut up. The Doctor's like, what does he say? He's like, yeah, I figured you would tell me to shut up or something like that.
I love when, cause they're like asking, he's like, Jackie, all my crazy schemes, in my universe, they worked, and I became the richest man.
You know, the Futurama episode where it's like, what is the difference between these two universes is that all coin flips go the other way.
Mm-hmm.
This is the universe where instead of none of Pete's ideas working, all of his ideas worked.
And it's a perfect paradise.
It's a perfect paradise. He became so rich that he managed to, like, buy Torchwood or something. I don't really know what's going on there. But... yeah, so she kind of starts to feel a little inferior. She's like, oh my god, this is a super successful version of my Pete, and I haven't done anything for the past 20 years with my life.
She bought a coffee table. She bought several coffee tables.
But he's like, hey, you raised Rose Tyler, and that's not bad.
By the way, Jackie, do you still have that coffee table? Ooh, pulling on her collar. Ooh.
And he says that he's very rich, and she says, I don't care about that. How rich? And he says, very. And she says, I don't care about that. How very?
And he says, sorry, Jackie, you're just not my wife. For now.
But then they stand there looking at each other from a distance, and then he drops his gun and he runs over and hugs her, and it's sweet.
We then cut to the hangar where they took the Doctor's TARDIS in the first part of this episode, and I love this part where the Daleks and the Cybermen, the Daleks are dragging their funny arc. The Cybermen are trying and failing to kill them, and then some humans show up and just do fuck all to
yeah,
either
the
of
Torchwood
them.
Troops who are just like, we're also here.
They're just shooting the Cybermen and the Daleks to no effect.
Yeah.
They might as well be throwing they might as well be throwing dodgeballs at them.
The new cyber leader orders all the other Cybermen to return to Torchwood Tower. We need to fight the Daleks. We cut to the family whose home is occupied by a Cyberman, and the Cyberman just starts marching away, and they're like, what's going on? What's going on?
I'll see you later, Jimmy.
Be good.
The Daleks that were outside the Taj Mahal, did you remember that? They all just like...
That is later, and the reason that it matters that it's later is because something very funny happens with them.
Right, okay.
So the Doctor kind of like sneaks in and out of the hangar area to like grab these two big metal things. Were those the things that they used to like move the TARDIS or something? I feel like
maybe.
I feel like we saw those before.
I'll talk about it later.
They're basically big magnets that have a big handle.
Do you think the Doctor won that in a hoverboard building contest?
Might as well.
Sorry, that's a Kyle XY reference for...
Yeah, it is, and it's one that gets really mixed up for me with the fanfic thing, because I remember there was that guy Nate, who was like Kyle's rival.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that was in the show, right?
He built a
rival hoverboard.
The hoverboard building contest that Kyle enters because he needs to get really big magnets, and the only way you could get big magnets...
God, that's right! He needed the big magnets!
He needed those big magnets, and Latnock was the only one who had big magnets. What a choice he had to make.
Please listen to Kyle XY.
Please.
Nobody has ever watched that show, and everyone needs to know about it.
The Doctor has two really big, cool magnets that he's got, that he's carrying around for, like, I don't know, a good 5 to 10 minutes before he explains to anybody what they are or why he has them.
Yeah. The Ark starts to, like, lift up into the air. The Doctor's still trying to figure out what they meant about Time Lord science. So they're like, this is the part that I mentioned earlier where they're like, we gotta get up to the roof because they're taking the Ark to the sky. So they run back to the stairwell and they start running. And Jake, who I don't even know where he was through all of this, Jake just pokes his head out of some room and it's just like, guys, you know there's an elevator, right? And they're like, oh shit.
So they take the elevator up and then they realize what Time Lord tech means. It's bigger. It's smaller on the outside.
Yes, the Ark is bigger on the inside. It pops open and Dalek after Dalek after Dalek pours out of it.
It was a prison ship for millions of Daleks.
Millions of Daleks.
Chris, are you taking note, my
Chris
guy?
Taking notes. Millions.
Billions? I am obsessed, though, with the idea of the concept of arresting a Dalek. Imprisoning a Dalek.
Millions of Daleks into this prison ship?
Did the singing man, like, freeze! Put your plunger in the air! You're under arrest! You're under arrest, you scumbag! And then he puts him onto the prison ship. Millions of times this happened. Why?
His throat was so sore by the end. It was the worst day of the Time War.
The worst day of the Time War. And then that one fucking picture has gotten more. We have referenced that one guy in that one picture from like a comic or whatever that was on the wiki as the worst day of the Time War. We reference it more than like entire characters.
I mean, it's the Rosetta Stone of our podcast.
I know. It's like,
I pray that we someday find out who the singing man is. What are these weird people who fight by singing at you?
We talk more about the singing man than we've ever talked about Martha.
Well, we've only seen her twice. I see the singing man every night in my dreams.
I see him in my dreams, that's right. So the Daleks, they all come out, hop, 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 hop,
I wish the Daleks could hop.
There's one thing you guys could never do. You can never say hop, 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 hop. And they just start blasting. Blasting.
You know what's fucked up?
Yeah.
All of this talk of Kyle XY makes me want to rewatch it, but I'm like, I shouldn't bother because all the funny things about it are actually from our podcast.
We made all the funny things happen.
The only funny thing that happens in Kyle XY is everything that happens to the character Tom Foss.
I think there was another funny thing that happened on Kyle XY was the fucking, and I don't mean to reference this to make you upset, but the Faber Drive concert where just a man just like broke it and made it all on fire. True. Anyway, okay, no more talking about Kyle XY. Listen to Kyle XY. So the Daleks are just blasting. Pete is like, this universe is fucked. We gotta get out of here.
When you say the Daleks are blasting, what you mean, to be clear, is the sky, like, blackens with Daleks.
They're just blasting.
There is, like, a bird swarm of Daleks in the sky. I don't know why I said bird swarm. It's a flock of Daleks.
Just like Praxis.
A murder of Daleks.
Sam, for $100, not really, I don't have $100. For $100, what was the conflict on Praxis?
What do you mean by what was the conflict?
What was the thing that was causing problem?
So it was some people from a planet out in space. They had a virus that eats plastic. So they sent the virus, a sample of it, to Earth because Earth had the most plastic of everywhere. So the virus would be able to thrive and they would have so much of it that they would be able to really effectively and quickly find a cure. That is the best explanation that I can give because a lot of what was actually going on there made no goddamn sense.
I honestly am amazed that you even recalled that much because I just remember Bird with a plastic in it and I remember an underwater spaceship.
Bird in a backpack.
Boots in a backpack? It wasn't the backpack era after all. So yeah, Pete's like, this universe is fucked. Jackie, let's go go to my cool universe and then we can close the breach. The Doctor is wearing his 3D glasses again, by the way.
And he's psyched. He's got a big old smile. He says, I'm ready. And he starts working on the tortured computers. He's going to close the breach.
He says, what are you doing? And he says, I'm doing a thing. And they say, what are you doing? And he says, shut up! Wait, that's a different doctor.
That's a different doctor.
It's a different one.
But he finally gets annoyed. And, you know, I feel like if this was a different Doctor, I might have found this really irritating, but I just like David Tennant a lot, and I really like this part where he kind of stops working and he's like, is nobody going to ask me why I'm wearing 3D glasses? But what I really like about it is that the one who bites is Rose, because she's like, yeah, I'm his hype man. Of course I'm going to back him up. I have
to humor him here.
Yeah, so she's like, Doctor, why are you wearing 3D glasses? And he's like, because they help me see! And Rose is like, that's so cool. And everyone else is like, what the fuck is he talking about?
He explains...
if no one else is hyping up the Doctor, she will hype him up 1 million times.
That's great. I like that part of their dynamic. He puts the glasses on Rose, and she sees, like, fuzzy little particles floating around, and apparently...
Yeah, because I thought this was... It's silly, but I like how silly it is, that he basically explains that they're dealing with two separate worlds in much the same way that 3D glasses deal with two, like, slightly different tinted videos. And in between is the void, where the Daleks came from, and where the Cybermen came through. So, if you put on these 3D glasses, you can see what is between these two worlds, the stuff that has come through the breach, the quote-unquote void stuff.
All they gotta do is open up the portal, and all the void stuff, anything that's covered in void stuff, will get sucked into the void.
Rose is wearing the glasses and sees that there's, like, weird particles floating around the Doctor and herself and Mickey and Pete and Jake.
Everybody but Jackie.
Everybody except Jackie. And the Doctor...
They've all traveled to parallel universe.
First time Jackie's ever looked normal in her life.
Rude! I take back everything nice I ever said about you, Doctor. But basically they explained that because they've all traveled to Pete's world, that's what it's called, because he's so powerful and rich there, they named the whole world after him, that they've all got a little bit of void stuff. The Daleks and Cybermen have a lot, because they've been like hanging
thoroughly
out.
Coated in void stuff.
They'll get sucked in, no problem. But what they gotta do is, and then he puts one of the little toys, the little Simon toys that Torchwood invented, on Rose. You all go to Pete's world, and then you'll be safe when I close the breach. And she's like,
he also gets really excited about Pete's world as a phrase. He really likes Pete's world.
Yeah, he loves it. It's just one of his little manic moments. But Rose is like, wait, I don't like that. Then you would be on the other side, and then what? And then he's like, well, then you'll just be there, and it's cool there.
He also adds that he's going to use these, like, magnets with handles to just hang on tightly.
Because he's not, like, as coated as everybody else, so it's not going to, suck him in so bad.
He also says something like, I just have to hold on tight, that's all I ever do, which is... Mm-hmm. It doesn't really make a lot of sense, but I like the sound of it.
And then he says Geronimo, and then he says Alon Z, just to make sure you know.
Nice.
So yeah, she's... Rose sad. She doesn't want to leave without the Doctor. Jackie's like, I'm not leaving without Rose. And then Rose says,
I like this
are.
Scene where Rose is like, wait, so you're telling me that I have to go to another reality and just live out the rest of my life without you?
Yeah.
I like that throughout this scene, the Doctor's just, like, not making eye contact and just being very, short with her. He's just like, yep, you'll be fine. That's right.
He knows that this is an episode where he loses a companion.
Yeah.
But it's a long-running companion, so it's going to be extra bad. He hasn't been this sad since Jamie died.
Who? So he says, God, we're going to see Jamie on our next premium episode, The Dominators.
I heard it wasn't very good. I heard that it's ambiguous as to whether or not the second Doctor was ever in the room with any other character at any point in that episode.
I did read that there are some shots when they filmed on location where you can clearly see that it's not Patrick Troughton. It's just a different man, fully visible. It's so weird. We haven't seen it yet, though, so we shouldn't talk about it too much.
Okay.
But we will see Jamie again, and Zoe.
So they all the Doctor warp. They all warp away. Rose is in Pete's world, and she hates it, and she says no, and then she just immediately goes back. Jackie is upset. Pete,
I do want to talk about why Rose is so upset, because it's not just like, I love Doctor, I want to be with Doctor. It's that she feels terrible at the thought of him doing all of this to save everyone, and then having to go back to being alone. Because she knows that he was alone before he met her, and she's like, he doesn't have to be alone anymore because I'm here. So the thought that he would throw me into another dimension and never see me again and have to go back to being alone is very upsetting to her, both for her own sake and for his.
Mm-hmm.
But he puts the Simon onto Rose and pushes the button and warps her away. But yeah, she just immediately warps back.
Yep.
And
then
Jackie wants to go back after her, but Pete grabs her warp device and rips it off and says, we can't do any more damage to the breach than we already have. If she's back there, we can't risk breaking it anymore. I'm not going back for your daughter, he says, which is, I know that she's not technically his daughter, but that is really harsh.
Yeah. So Rose shows up. He's like, what the fuck? And she says, I'm not leaving. And how can I help? I gotta get those awards. I gotta sweep this week.
Yeah, and he's not happy, but he's like, I know that Rose is not gonna, if I tell her to leave and she doesn't want to, then she's not gonna leave. So he's like, okay, here's what you do. Meanwhile, we go to some Cybermen heading up the stairs.
Oh my god, this part was so wild. They're going up, cause he's like, okay, we need time, and she says,
Jake didn't tell them about the elevator, by the way, so they don't know it exists.
Cause I don't remember if it's Rose or the doctor's like, well, there's Cybermen on their way right now, so like oh god, we gotta act fast because our Cybermen are coming. And we see the Cybermen on the stairs, and then one of them, approaches and kills all of them as it says, I did my duty for queen and country.
It's speaking in a cyber woman's voice, which we have not heard before.
Yeah, and it's crying. The cyber little tear that all the Cybermen have is also crying real tear.
Yeah, a little gloopy cyber tear as she just keeps saying, I did my duty for queen and country. I did my duty for queen and country.
I guess this means that Yvonne was so patriotic.
Right, that's the thing, because most people, when they get Cybermanned, their humanity and their personality and their...
She was just that committed to the bit.
Right, all those other people didn't truly believe in anything, but she really, really believes in the Empire.
She wants that Empire so bad.
She loves the British Empire the same way the Doctor loves the Ice Warrior Empire.
More so even. Which I didn't even know was possible.
That's nuts.
So they put the big Kylix Y magnets on the wall, and they're just like, hang on to these tight because we're only kind of coded in void stuff. They pull the big levers, and then all the Daleks and Cybermen. I love these big levers.
The levers haven't been relevant yet this episode, but lest we forget, Torchwood have these giant comedy, novelty levers that they...
You have to pull two big levers at the same time to make the
open the breach, which we didn't know that was what it was originally, but we did get a great scene of them pulling the levers to let the ghosts in the first episode.
So funny.
But yeah, they open the breach. All the Daleks start getting sucked in because they're covered in void
Cybermen
stuff.
From all around the world.
Yes, this is where we cut to the Taj Mahal. And dozens and dozens of Cybermen all just start floating up into the sky.
It's so funny.
And they're spinning. Whoa!
Holy shit!
I don't know why they're all standing at the Taj Mahal. There's nobody there. It's not like they've rounded people up outside the Taj Mahal. They were just standing there in front of a landmark.
They just wanted to see a cool building.
They're not even looking at it. They're looking at the camera, though. It's the one shot of the Taj Mahal that's in everything from the front.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen what the back of the Taj Mahal looks
Nobody
like.
Nobody has. There's no back.
Nobody's ever seen it.
It's like when you go out of bounds in a video game. Yeah, every building just has no back.
Right. So there's a whole thing they pull the lever. Rose, the suck of the void for some reason, even though we understand the mechanics of this portal and how it only sucks things that have void on it, pulls the lever.
I think that a Dalek wangs into it.
I think a Dalek must wang into it, and it must make a really loud sound, almost like you're striking the side of a diving bell with a hammer. And
if you don't have that cultural touchstone, you got to go back to diving bell school.
Mm-hmm. You can't listen to this podcast because you're too young.
We also need to mention something that you pointed out earlier that I had completely forgotten about, is that we catch one of the Daleks floating in the sky and going, activating emergency temporal shift, and it just disappears.
There's one still out there. Every other Dalek is gone. They all got sucked into the void forever.
Good thing I'm pregnant.
Oh no! I have the beautiful glow of Dalek pregnancy.
As the Dalek queen, it is my duty to carry my spawn.
Contract! Push!
But yeah, I'm trying to think continuity-wise. When do we next see Daleks? I'm sure that they appear.
We haven't seen them. We don't know the episode, Sam. We watch it in random order.
No, I'm saying you and I. When is the next time that we see Daleks? I think it's
New Year's one.
It would be then Flux, though, right?
Was Flux before or after?
It was before, because the reason
Flux.
that the TARDIS was fucked up was because of whatever the Doctor does in the Flux finale.
I will birth 20 million golden Daleks and take over an entire sector. You have to believe that their Daleks show up in the show before that, right? You gotta believe.
Oh, I'm sure they do. I was just trying to remember when we saw them after this. But yeah, I completely forgot that one of the Daleks, like, time travels away. God damn.
They bounce back. They'll always bounce back. You can't get rid of them. They're too popular.
So, yeah, one of the levers, the one on Rose's side, why did they need two levers? So that one of them could be on Rose's side.
Can we I gotta respect the fact that on classic Doctor Who, they did make an episode where the 7th Doctor killed all the Daleks and they were just dead now, and they said no more Daleks. I mean, it's not like he was the Doctor forever and ever and ever, but they did just say no more Daleks at a point, and they just got rid of them.
Yeah, I mean, they also did that to the sonic screwdriver. Look how that went.
Well, it's not like it's their fault. The Daleks stayed dead until the new Who brought it back.
I think though that Remembrance of the Daleks was like last or maybe second to last series.
It was late, but they did just kill all.
That's
the
why
Daleks.
It got canceled.
Uh-huh.
It never got canceled. Anyway,
nobody wanted to live in a world without Daleks.
It was just sleeping on a prison ship. Anyway,
okay, so they all a Dalek wangs into the levers and it goes, "Ow, my head! What a day I'm having!
Ow, my Dalek balls!"
And then Rose
it goes cross-eyed with its one eye.
Rose lets go of her cool magnet to pull the lever, but she's slipping. She pulls it, but she's slipping. She's falling. Oh no, she's gonna get sucked into the breach, and she flies off. Doctor's screaming, and then just before she goes into the portal to hell where Satan Pit lives, Pete appears with his one last parallel jump, grabs her, and warps her back into his universe, and then
with his other last parallel jump.
Yeah, with his other last parallel jump, and then the breach closes forever with Rose on the other side. Oh no!
Yeah, and
and then I guess maybe she dies on that side.
Rose,
is she dead yet?
In Pete's world, is crying and banging on the wall. Pete takes off his warp device and says the breach is closed. It doesn't work anymore. There's no way to get back. I'm sorry. The Doctor, meanwhile, he sort of puts his hand on the wall on his side, and it kind of seems like Rose maybe can feel his presence a little bit and is slightly comforted, but not really that much.
They're having a just a greasy spoon moment on the other side of the wall.
Yeah, except that it's very sad.
Yeah. And then, so now Rose, Mickey, Pete, and Jackie are all in the cool world together.
It's sad. Pete, Jackie, and Mickey are all watching her from a distance, and they just don't really know what to say. So they all just stand there quietly watching her sob.
Some time has passed. Rose is in her bed. I think this is supposed to be a parallel to the first episode, but I could be wrong. Because I think that one starts with Rose waking up.
It does start with Rose waking up in bed, but it doesn't show the alarm clock in this, and the alarm clock is the only thing that I really remember. The
alarm clock in this scene is the Doctor going beep 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 beep. Wake up,
yeah,
Rose.
She narrates as she was at the beginning of the episode. She narrates, I heard the Doctor's voice whispering my name. And
she says, I gotta be honest. I gotta come clean. I didn't actually die. I'm sorry for tricking you all. I just wanted it to be a little more dramatic. But let me tell you what really happened.
She tells Jackie, Mickey, and Pete about the doctor calling her name because they're the only people who would believe her. We'll find out in a little bit. I think they say this is 3 months later.
They all get in Pete's cool Jeep and drive to Norway.
Yes. She says that the voice of the doctor told her where to head to. So they drive for hundreds of miles. We do find out that it's in Norway. And yeah, when in this episode and the last, it starts with Rose on this beach saying, "This is the story of how I died." They arrive at the same beach. It's a reference to Death Stranding. This is the first Strand show. Mm-hmm. And Rose again repeats the line, "This is the story of how I died." The doctor appears on the beach, but he's
like
see-through.
A ghost. He's like a transparent. He says that he says there's a tiny little gap in the universe, and he has to orbit a supernova to power the TARDIS enough that he can project himself in and say goodbye.
And he uses his screwdriver in a vague way to make himself opaque, but he says, I'm still just an image. I can't come through here. You can't come through here, or both of our universes would collapse.
This part, I didn't like this part. I thought it was, but where she's like, oh, he says, where are we? And she says, we're in Norway at a place called Dalek of Stranden, which then he goes, Dalek? And then she
Death
goes,
of Stranding?
Death Stranding? And then she says, no, it's Norwegian for bad. We're in Bad Wolf Bay. Haha, I wonder what that means. I don't really remember.
We're in Dalek of Stranding.
Bad Wolf, it's a thing. Remember, it was in the name of the
I still don't know what Bad Wolf is, but yeah, when she says it means Bad Wolf Bay, they both kind of smile like, wow, can you believe it? Whatever.
It's emotional. Means. Rose is crying, and then
he says I've got about 2 minutes, and then the gap is going to close forever. And
he says, don't worry, you've got Mickey. That she says.
She says, and the baby. And he's like,
what?
Whoa, are you pregnant? And she says, no, my mom is 3 months pregnant. Oh, yeah, that's right. So they have it, I guess, whether or not they've been here for 3 months or longer depends on how long it took Pete to get Jackie pregnant.
How long till Pete put aside his differences and was like, I'm so horny for Jackie?
I'm going to say maybe 30 45
minutes?
Seconds.
30. I was thinking 30 minutes just so they had like some time to catch their breath before he was like, now hold on.
But Jackie is pregnant. Rose is going to have a little sibling.
And then she fucking lies for the second time this week. First she told me she died, and then she said she was working in the shop again. And then she's like, just kidding, haha, I'm lying.
She says, I've got a lot of knowledge of aliens, so I'm working at Torchwood now to protect
for Queen and Country.
The doctor... Well, it's a different Torchwood. Nice it's good Torchwood. It's Torch good. And the doctor says, well, I'll be Rose Tyler, Defender of the Earth. Which is...
She says,
I think that this is
It's fine.
I think it's a great ending for Rose.
I like that Rose gets to be with her family, with her dad, and like in some capacity, on this cool Earth where all the problems have been fixed, but also she still gets to have an exciting life getting to
all the problems are
aliens.
Fixed right now.
For now.
But yeah, I think it's cool that Rose, because she has always been like a very, like, she hasn't just been like a companion. She's kind of felt like an apprentice a little bit. Like she's always trying to learn from the doctor. So I think it's cool that she ends up becoming like a defender of her.
She's like his sidekick at a certain point. She stops being like just along for the ride, and she's more like she takes a lot of active roles in the things that are happening, which is like what. So I think that's why when people,
cool ending for her.
I think that's why Rose always ranks really high on people's lists of companions, because she isn't just like there. She does a lot of shit, and it is a good ending for her. Also, it's gonna really suck when fucking Jack Harkness shows up, buys out Torchwood, and turns it into the Torchwood Institute for just the really
Torchwood
nasty.
Institute of my dick.
The Torchwood Institute of putting my penis in every alien in the galaxy.
Someday we'll watch Torchwood.
I hope not.
For some reason. It would
mean that us watching Torchwood means that we're getting a lot of money to do it, I guess. Patreon.com/PoddingByRose.
So, yeah, He tells Rose, a lot of people died that day on Earth, and you and your family were never found, so they assumed, or I say you and your family. It's like you and Jackie and Mickey were never found, He doesn't say Mickey. I'm sorry. I don't want to say that he says Mickey because I still don't know from what we've seen the definitive answer. But yes,
Mickey,
he says,
as we know, was pronounced
you were
dead
never
after
found. You were presumed to have died. But now you get to live the one adventure that I never can, an ordinary life. Working at Torchwood?
Yeah.
Isn't that ordinary?
It's pretty ordinary. It's just another office until...
But yeah, she says, will I ever see you again? And he just straight up
Nope.
says, no, you won't.
No, sorry. And then she
says, I'll just keep on living my same old life, just being the last of the Time Lords. And yeah, she is very heartbroken to think that he's going to be alone again. And she tells him that she loves him. And he, in a very...
He's about to say it.
I think I should say that I was crying at this point. It did get me.
Nice. Doctor Who. Cheers. Doctor Who is my first time crying over a TV show. Is also on Doctor Who.
Was it this episode?
No, it was
No.
It was.
Is it one we've seen already? Because if
no,
not,
it's
don't
the episode. I was just gonna say it's the last episode with David Tennant in it.
Oh,
but
okay,
I will also say that thinking back to that episode, it is fucking batshit, that episode. But anyway, it's a good episode. And yeah, he's like, well, I guess if it's my last chance to say it, Rose Tyler, and then he goes away, and then he's crying, which is
the shot of him on the TARDIS, realizing that
guy.
he like snarked and emotionally distanced himself out of a chance to tell
Be
Rose that he
sincere.
loves her.
Very
And
sad.
he just starts crying and just shuts his mouth. That's a gut punch.
Man, that's the fate of the Doctor. He's like always gonna end up alone. It's kind of his thing.
Yeah, but it's the fact that he could have said it if he wasn't trying to be cool.
Yeah. And then like Jackie is comforting Rose on the other side on the beach. And then Sam, he's
Donna's
just like,
Gambit wins again.
He's like, well, I don't know what to do now.
I like this sad shot of him just like sort of going through the motions, just like alone, just shuffling around the TARDIS. Like, I guess I'll go, just pulling some levers. But then he looks up and sees a woman in a wedding dress standing with her back to him. And by the way, I do think it's very funny. Not only did Donna's Gambit work the one time I tried it.
Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. Donna's Gambit does not count. That wasn't actually Donna. This is Donna's Gambit. This does count because this is actually Donna, and she's appearing in an episode in the runtime. It's Donna. It's on the
Donna.
TARDIS in a wedding
But I
dress.
do also want to mention, I said last time that Lauren had told me that David Tennant has some famous whats.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is all of them, but we do get, I think, 3 of them in this scene.
What? Wait, what?
Because he sees the woman in the wedding dress, and she turns around and she's like, "Who are you? Where am I?" And he just goes, "What?"
And then the episode ends.
Where the hell am I? What?
Donna's Gambit, everybody. It worked, I guess.
It works when I do it.
It worked.
I've done 2 gambits and it worked both times.
It doesn't
I can
count.
Never
The
do
first
this
one
again.
didn't count. The first one didn't count. That wasn't Donna. This is Donna.
What do you mean the first one didn't count?
Wasn't that when she was in Let's Kill Hitler? She was in.
Oh, I didn't do. Oh no, sorry, I didn't do Donna's Gambit. I did Bill's Gambit when we got Oxygen.
Yeah, no, Donna. This is the payoff of Donna's Gambit. I wanted a Donna episode so bad. I've been asking for it for months, and the one time
I ask for it, we get it.
And we get it, but she's only in it for 10 seconds.
Yeah, this isn't a Donna episode, but she is in it.
But so marks the official first actual appearance of Donna on our fucking podcast.
Yeah, and I look forward to seeing her again in 7 months.
In 7 months. Ah! And now it just doesn't feel right doing Donna's Gambit anymore because we got her. There she is.
This is a great episode. I think it's an easy A+ for me.
I think I would give it an A+ as well.
Yeah, there's very little that I didn't like about it. I think if I have to pick one, like the only moment that I thought was bad, it was when Mickey made a joke about Stephen Hawking.
Didn't like that.
That sucked. Cut that, and you've got a basically perfect Doctor Who episode.
If I say it again, if I just start saying it in every episode, it'll work. And also Oxygen was also an A+. I don't know why I gave that one an A. It was an A+. It was a really good episode.
I can fix it in the spreadsheet. I'm fine.
I don't know if we can. Okay, fine. I think we can update rankings. I want to bring Oxygen up to A+ tier.
I think we can update rankings, but only if it's like very recent or if you rewatch it.
Yeah, that's fine. I just don't know
I don't want to go back and be like, I haven't watched The Beast Below since the beginning, but I'm going to say it was probably... No, I don't want to do that.
These are our rules. I just don't know why I ranked it lower than an A+, because it was like my favorite episode we've seen. Anyway, this is a great episode. You
probably didn't remember that you'd already given out an A+ before.
Yeah. Also... I think this episode kind of broke Doctor Who in a little way because of the problem of scale and scope and the fact that...
Right, what's scarier than 5 million Cybermen and 4 Daleks? 4 million Cybermen and 5 billion Daleks.
But also it's that they're on Earth. We see that like the stakes are high, the emotions are high. They're with characters that we know. It's caused by like Torchwood is like, it's all of these things coming together from the past 2 seasons. Series, sorry. And it's just a really good payoff, just a great send off for Rose. I really like it. And it's just one of those, how do they ever top this? And the answer is basically they don't. Or maybe well, we'll see. I mean, I think Russell T. Davies was a pretty good showrunner. Do you think he'll be good the second time around? Or do you think doesn't have it anymore?
I'm cautiously optimistic about new Doctor Who.
I think I want it to be good really
because
badly.
Because there's great 13th Doctor episodes. So I don't know. I think that it could be really good. We'll see.
I always just am cautious about when they bring someone back. Cause like, I feel like when they do that, it's just never as good as the first time. But also...
Right, when they brought back Chris Chibnall from his hit episode 42.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was the weird thing is because Chris Chibnall did the show Broadchurch and that with Jodie Whittaker in it, and that show is really good. But it just sounds like he wasn't very good at doing Doctor Who. Personally,
sometimes he was though. I don't want to.
Okay, maybe
there's great episodes that he wrote.
He did write some good episodes. You're right.
Yeah,
he did write. He wrote Ranskor av Kolos, didn't he?
Yeah, and I think he wrote
we liked and nobody else did.
I think that he wrote the New Year's episode that I really liked.
Oh yeah, that one was good. That was a fun episode. That had Aisling B in it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey Sam, we have to keep.
He wrote Aisling B.
The stars are out. The Daleks are here. Also, they're on the red carpet. It's time to give out some companion awards. I think it would be inappropriate if we didn't give Rose the Sarah Jane Award for Companion Initiative.
Of course.
I feel like this is where we give Rose the like special.
I mean, I don't know if the Doctor would have been able to close the breach alone.
Because there were 2 levers.
Because there's
2 levers. He didn't think he's like, shit, I gotta go. I wish I had asked for a second person.
I forgot that I'm not stretchy. I forgot that Doctor Who isn't a superhero.
I propose, because this is her last appearance as companion, and possibly ever, it's very much seems like forever, no more Rose, except for like when she showed up in Day of the Doctor, it's not Rose.
You think she gets a Medal of Mickey?
No, yeah, she really ate shit this week. No, I think we give her the Rose Tyler Special Award for Companion Lifetime Achievement, like as a send-off.
Okay, I like the Rose Tyler Lifetime Achievement Award, and also the Rose Tyler Lifetime Achievement and not dying at the end award.
Maybe we give a companion a very special award for when they leave the show.
Yeah, so, we're going to give her a sack of gold stars.
She gets a lot of gold stars. She gets the Sarah Jane Award and definitely a Lifetime Achievement Award. And we're going to be like, man, sorry, Dan the Man gets the Killed in Action Award. I don't think he dies. I hope not. I hope Graham and Ryan don't.
I don't want to watch Dan die. I want to watch Dan live.
I want to watch a show just about Dan.
I want to watch a sitcom about Dan.
Nothing to do with the Doctor anymore. It's just his own show. Do we have any medals of Mickey or Danny Pink awards for 6 stunts? Or
I don't think so. I do want to give Jackie a gold star.
Gold star to Jackie for sure. Did anyone get like blasted really good and killed? Jake killed the Cyberman, but I don't think he doesn't count.
Yeah, I think
Cross is not.
I think that if a non-companion gets a Leela Cross, I think that it's got to be for like a relevant kill and not just like I shot that Dalek in the background.
Or it has to be like a high kill count.
Yeah,
like,
so
I wish that Leela Cross was around that we could give it to Dan the Man for his massacre of 100 Sea Devils.
He's being retroactively given, once again, a sack of Leela Crosses.
He's got his, when you see those, like, decorated military generals where the whole front of their uniform is just all medals. That's
right,
him.
He's struggling to stand up straight. He's got so many Leela Crosses.
Anyway, thank you for your service, Rose. Enjoy living in Cool World, where they fixed all the problems and also they solved climate change because the breach is now closed. Congratulations. God, I wish that were me. I wish I could go to the Cool World too. Sam, it's time to ask the important question. Which Doctor? I am personally, you can still do it. I personally said I have to set aside Donna's Gambit. It's over. It worked. It worked in a really unsatisfying way.
You mean forever?
Yeah, it's over. We got it.
Oh.
We got Donna.
We did see her.
We did see her.
Fair enough.
In an episode.
This was a great episode. It was also, it was an emotionally potent not classic, but like an early revival era. I want to go opposite. I want a Whittaker episode.
You want Whittaker? I'm still just all in on Capaldi. I need more Capaldi in my life. I could never.
We've only seen him 6 times.
I need more. Make it a 7th. I take a Capaldi and Clara even. Fuck it.
We got Tennant.
I
think this may very well be a Donna episode.
I think I remember
Series
this one.
3, Episode 9. The Family of Blood.
I think I remember this one. I think this is a good one. I think I was just talking about this one today. Is this a second of a 2-parter?
It's a Martha episode.
It is a Martha episode.
Wait, what?
Wait, don't read anything. Don't read words.
I'm not reading anything. I'm just... How short-lived is Donna?
Donna is only around for like 6 episodes.
But wait, no. Hold on. Because the Runaway Bride presumably is Donna. That's the special that starts series 3.
I'm going to say something to you, and I don't want you to think of it as a spoiler. Runaway Bride is a Donna episode. She does not take on the role of a companion for a while. She comes back later. Yes.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, because then we've got an episode called Smith and Jones, and then I know that the Shakespeare Code is Martha, so I'm like, Donna can't be a one episode.
Remember how like in Gridlocked, another episode I love with Martha, when he's like, it's New Earth. I came here, and she's like, you took your ex-girlfriend here. Isn't that weird? This is the second of a 2-parter. I remember really liking when I watched it when I was 14 years old. But I love when we get second parts of a 2-parter, because now you don't get to see the setup of it. I know the setup of it.
It sounds like a lot of people really love this episode.
It's a great
Any
episode.
fun guest stars? I've heard of Harry Lloyd.
Isn't Harry Lloyd from Game of Thrones?
Who is Harry Lloyd? Oh, he's Viserys.
That's
I've heard of Harry Lloyd and his wig. That's why I've heard his name so many times,
really
because
cool
of his
wig.
famous wig that comes back.
Oh my god. What a cool time to be,
He's the great grandson of Charles Dickens, apparently.
Huh. What a great time. I love watching Doctor Who. I love this podcast. What a great time for us to be watching good episodes, of this show that is usually middling at best.
Well, that's exciting. It's going to be good to see Martha again.
Martha.
This is a couple episodes after 42, so we are right that she didn't die in that episode. I was still trying to figure it out. So wait, if Donna is like a sort of a 1-episode character who then comes back and becomes a companion, that means that there is still a chance for Christina.
This is how Christina could still win in 2020.
Amy and Rory go off on their honeymoon, and Christina comes back, and the Doctor's like, I've got an opening. I look like this now.
Me and my great-great-grandmother, Lady Me, told me where I could find you. The scion of the Misuza family. I'm here to take on the reins of being a companion. I'm going to win all the awards. She shows up. She does 2 backflips, lands on an auton, snaps its neck with her legs, like, and then she takes initiative and like saves the day.
That's really cool. This is good though, because we've got a huge gap between Series 3 Episode 742 and the Christmas special Planet of the Dead, or Easter special, I should say. We're narrowing that gap a little. That's the biggest gap in our Doctor Who knowledge. And this is the episode before Blink. I've heard of that.
That's a famous one. I always forget Blink. I always forget Blink is Martha, not Rose.
Oh, yeah. Good for her.
What a fun episode. What a fun episode that will eventually roll in, like, who even knows how long, because it's probably the most famous Doctor Who episode. And
what if I don't like it?
It would be really funny if we didn't like it. I think I remember Blink really well, because it was just, like, it's such an interesting episode. I think it's pretty good. It would be so funny if it sucked.
I don't know if there's been... There have been episodes that were, like, well-received that we didn't really like.
I feel like there are well-received episodes, and then there's, like, the like, well-loved or like, you know.
Right.
The Doctor dances. These two, I think, are like, Doomsday, like, this part is good. This next episode, this two-parter that we're about to watch the second part of, is definitely on there. Like,
but yeah, like, we didn't care for the woman who lived. That's not the level of Blink.
But we've already discussed the fact that the critics, like, before they review these episodes, they, like, hit themselves in the head with the hammer of ignorance, and then they're just like, Stephen Moffat Mark Gatiss delivers a satisfying...
hammer of ignorance, the reason that anyone thinks anything differently than we think.
Mark Gatiss has once again delivered an episode with thrills, chills, and spills. We loved all the jokes in this episode, and the monsters, the snowmen, were really scary. I know Stephen Moffat wrote that episode. I still can't believe that someone was like, I can't believe Doctor Who is scary again. Anyway, let's wrap this up. Doctor Who is good. Yes. We'd love to see it.
Yes, I'm excited for next week. I was hoping to take a little step out of the Tennant era, but I'm not complaining about a Martha episode. I mean, I wouldn't complain about any Tennant episode, really.
I wouldn't really complain about any. I've come to this conclusion. I will only complain. Generally will only complain if I see written by Mark Gatiss. Like, that's the only thing now that I reliably will see it and have no faith or no hope.
Right. There are bad episodes that he didn't write, but there aren't any episodes that he wrote that aren't bad.
They're all bad, and I hate it.
I mean, I actually don't know. I'll have to take a look at how many Mark Gatiss wrote that we haven't watched.
Because I don't think it's
that many.
He did a Tennant episode, and I really didn't like it, because it was the Idiot's Lantern. That one was not good.
Well, here, I'm just sorting right now. He made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 episodes, and we have seen
2 of them, I think, or 3.
3 of them.
What was the third? We saw Idiot's Lantern, Robot of Sherwood, which was horrendous. And then what was the other one?
Well, we reference the consequences of it all the time, but you don't remember Cold War.
Cold War.
The episode where they established that the Doctor really loves Ice Warriors.
It was definitely the best of his 3, but still not great.
It was extremely middle of the road, which was a stellar achievement for him.
For Mark, yeah. Okay. Patreon. Say we have a Patreon, and I highly, highly, highly recommend people at least give $1 to us, because that means they get to listen to our classic episodes. I know we reference them a lot. It's hard not to. They're an important part of Doctor Who canon. We've referenced Remembrance of the Daleks like 600 times.
So important that Russell T. Davies obliterated them off from orbit. Much like the Doctor did to Skaro.
Retconned it immediately. But they're very good. I love watching classic Doctor Who. It's very fun.
Yeah, some of them are absolutely abysmal. But
but that's good viewing. Like when we talked about
listen to our bonus episode titled Grugger to hear about the most brain-melting Doctor Who episode we've ever seen.
Was that Meglos?
It was Meglos.
Meglos, my favorite thing about Meglos is we've been doing this podcast, these silly podcasts for years and years and years. I don't even know how many years if you put them all together. And we've watched a lot of really terrible TV. I've never in my life watched 2 episodes of a TV show, and we've talked about it for like 40 minutes because we just had so little to say about it because it was just so...
Yeah, we will take a 20-minute episode of a show and make it an hour and a half long podcast. But Meglos was so giving us nothing. Anyway, patreon.com/pottingbros, $1. Gets you a mildly special Discord or marking you as a friend of the show. It gets you all of that sweet, sweet bonus content. We really cannot emphasize enough how fun those classic episodes are. I'm serious. Please believe.
And also, like, all the other old stuff we did, Pregnancy Pact fanfic, the Grant High School exchange program where we watched teen-themed movies like Grease 2 and all the High School musicals.
And Beastly. Everyone forgets about Beastly.
I love
And
Beastly.
we did also watch the Lifetime movie Cyber Seduction, His Secret Life.
That was a real trip.
$5.
Sam, what do you get for $5?
Makes you a pretty special Discord role haver as a companion of the show. Oops, I started that sentence wrong, but I saved it. Nailed it. Haha, victory. It gets you a shout out on the podcast, and you can send us a message that we'll read in one of our funny voices. $10, though. Well, that makes you... Well, it gives you an incredibly special Discord role, marking you as an honorary member of House Misuza. It lets you listen to the podcast live while we record it, and we will clap for you when we shout you out. So, here that comes. Get ready. Thank you to our $5 and $10 subscribers, Cassidy, JCH, Roy, Stephanie Bolding, Stephanie Karen, and the honorary members of House Misuza, Destry Hawk, H-Cabe, and Sauceworks.
Thank you.
I feel like those were some shitty claps from me, so I wanted there to be a lot of them.
All right. We're hosted by the Noise Space Podcast Network. We
don't have any messages, by the way.
It's a collection of funny shows by funny people who are our friends. And
if you want to send us questions, you can do it at cohost.org/Dr. Huh.
Oh, yeah. I'll bring that back up. I want to start doing question segment again. So
I don't, but
I do, and it also takes like 5 minutes, and it's fine. So if you do have a question, you can send it to our Tumblr at Dr. Huh, which we didn't do our social medias, but I'm on Tumblr at Kiwami Breakfast. I'm not on Twitter anymore. That website is too cringe for me now.
It doesn't exist anymore. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm on co-host at Positive Stress, and you can listen to my other podcast, Sounds About Light, where we have just started Kingdom Hearts Recoded.
And then we're on Tumblr at Tumblr, drhud.tumblr.com. Send us an ask there. I'll answer it on the show probably. Unless Sam says no. Noise Space Network is great. Lots of good shows on there. Check out Diet Coke and Lilith's House of Snacks. Check out.
Do you want to take another whack?
I am good.
Okay.
But you know what you need. You got to listen to Pot of Greed.
Hey.
DK. Donkey Kong. Check out Pot of Greed. Check out, what else is there? Special
Great Snacks are gonna hurt.
Are they? I mean, I guess it is like a finger. You gotta eat.
Ouch.
A lot of great shows.
You know, Jordan.
Yeah.
There comes a time.
No! When you gotta choose between turning the page and closing a book. Sam, say the doctor's prayer right now. You have 5 seconds.
May your life flow like a river. May your day smell sweet as a rose. May your nights be calm and still as a pond. May you be as lucky as an ace in a game of blackjack.
Harkness!
May Dan the Nice Man smile nicely upon you. May Clara make a clever souffle. May the 12th Doctor leave Bill the fuck alone. And may the Doctor light your path.
Through time.
Excelsior!
Brigadier! Bye. Doctor, bye.
Doctor, bye.